This is my exclusive interview with Hannah. Hannah was one of the passengers in the car that got shot up by the Columbus police officer who was subsequently arrested for child molestation and other charges after the case. So his integrity was shot to shit, if you ask me, knowing that this animal was playing with children in a sexual manner. So off top, I don't know how they vet their officers, but we've seen time and time again that they call them former officers after they fire them, but they be Columbus officers while they're doing these crimes, and they act like we have a department that's just a few bad apples. If you go back and look, if you really think about it, Columbus, we have a lot of officers that get tied up in a lot of trouble. We had a sergeant or a high-ranking kill his girlfriend not a couple of years ago, I think. And I don't think that child, he tried to kill himself. I don't think and I'm not laughing at her. I'm laughing at him because he was a coward. He was a coward at the end of the day. But this is our interview with Hannah. Listen to it with open heart. And if you have any questions, if any news media, she spoke on news media. If any news media wants to vet the footage, it's authentic. Inbox me. But y'all play a part in it too. Popular media, local media, y'all didn't do no research on this. Coming from her point of view, y'all dropped the ball. But I'm going to let y'all guys hear it yourself. It's the voice coach, Coach T. Flow. This is the voice coach, Coach T. Flow. This is my exclusive interview with Hannah. Tell me what happened when you... We're not going to go back to the end of the beginning of the chase. Tell me what happened, like, from the time you get to Phoenix City to the time of the shooting.
So when we went into Phoenix City, we went onto, I think it was like River Chase Drive, and it's kind of a smaller road. And they had two Phoenix City police cars blocking the road off both sides of the road, and then the police that were behind us were chasing us. It was either slam on brakes and wreck, or it was hit those two officers head on, and that would have been bad too. So as soon as we wrecked the car, where we wrecked at, it was some bushes. Behind the bushes, it was like a dip, like a drop off into a ditch or something. And as soon as we wrecked, the officer got out of the car and shot his gun into our car. He never one time said anything like get out of the car or stop the vehicle. He never said anything the entire time. He shot the car 21 times in 6 seconds. That came from my lawyer, from a professional. And when he shot the car, when I got out of the car and got on the ground, I was still screaming. He told me to shut the fuck up or he will kill me too. Those were his exact words. And at that time, that's when I realized that my best friend in the driver's seat was dead.
Wrecked out, he's spinning. Start a rescue. Step one.
Do you feel that this cop's actions were aggressive and like way out of the box? And how many times did you and the other kid, Hunter, get shot? And were any officers injured?
So no officers were injured in this high-speed chase at all. Nobody was injured. No police officers were injured at all. When we did wreck, he got out of his patrol car and stepped in front of our car and shot 21 times into the car. It was 2 clips that he shot straight into the vehicle. And he had just got off of pay leave for shooting at someone walking down the street inside of his patrol car. He shot inside of his patrol car at someone walking down the street like 3 weeks before he had got back on and shot and killed my best friend. Hunter got shot twice. I want to say both times were in his face. I know once was in his face for sure. I can't remember exactly where he got shot the second time, but I'm almost positive both times were in the face. I also believe it was murder and aggravated assault by a police officer, or it could have been murder and attempted murder on me and the other guy that was involved, because two of us made it and one did not. He used excessive force. He was very aggressive, and I want to say that he was intoxicated. Also, when the high-speed chase started, he was not even the person that was behind us in the high-speed chase. He was actually not even nowhere around. He was actually at the I don't know what they call it, the place where they sit and they wait on calls. And he left there and got in the high-speed chase. And the police officer that was chasing us to begin with, he made them pull over and him get in front of them so he could chase us on the high-speed chase.
How did the media perceive you? Did they perceive you as a victim? I mean, how did the media perceive you? Have they ever came out to interview you or Hunter? Or did they just write the side from the cops' point of view? And a lot of people don't know that this same officer got arrested for child molestation. So what do you think that says about his integrity?
So WTBM, WRBL, or anybody else has never reached out to any one of us that I know of, especially not me. I have never spoken with anybody about this case, as in those type of people. I have never spoken with them. And to this day, they never have cleared it up that the car actually was not stolen and things of that nature, because it was never a stolen car. Again, his grandma knew we had it. His granddad did not. And his granddad was a drunk. Unfortunately, he woke up in the middle of the night, and I guess he was mad, and that's why the car had got reported stolen to begin with. But after everything was said and done, those charges were dropped by his granddad, because he knows that we did not steal the car. I mean, we were handed the keys and everything of that nature. So it's really a lot. It's a deep case. It really is. They tried to make us actually look bad for a long time, and still to this day, they have made articles and stuff that just do not sit right with me. Maybe by how they word things. They don't know how to word things right. But to this day, no media, news leader, nothing. No news has reached out to any of us, me or Hunter Tillis, which is the other boy in the case that survived, to get any of our side of the story at all. They just put it out there, whatever they get information from the Columbus Police Department or whatnot. And till this day, they still have not tried to make interviews with us or do anything with us. If anything, they've always tried to make us look like the bad guys on the side of the story by trying to cover him up. So recently, he was arrested for child molestation and some other stuff, all dealing with children. But that is because I blame all of that on the state of Georgia, because they allow someone who killed an innocent kid, which is what I'm going to say it is, because that's the truth. And then he turned around and got arrested for child molestation.
How has this affected your life afterwards? Like, from now to then, how has life been for you? And why do you think this case didn't go further?
It has affected my life a lot. It caused a lot of mental problems, PTSD, like a lot of problems in my life. The police, I don't really speak on them a lot. There are good ones, and then there are ones that are just like him. When all of this first started and it happened, yes, I was harassed. I was picked on. They would pull me over every single time they got behind my car. They would come to my grandma's house, harassing me. So yeah, it was a lot to this case. It really was. It's been 6 years, 7 years this year. So, we just hanging on in there, and, trying to be okay or trying to heal from those things that have happened, because they still do affect me and everybody in his family and a lot of stuff. Christian has missed a lot. He was a really good person at heart. He just had a lot going on. But yeah, a lot of people don't know this story, and that's because I feel like I've never reached the right person to talk about it with, and maybe you're the right person who could help me get the word out. And with all this stuff going on around the world and these officers killing everybody as it is, yes. So a lot of people don't know about this case, but it's a really tough case to deal with, and there's a lot of details that get down in this case. And I know deep down we could have won the lawsuit if we would have pushed the issue, because at the end of the day, nobody ever heard me out. We were all three teenagers. The car was never stolen. His grandmother actually knew that we had the car, so it was not stolen. His granddad did wake up and report it stolen, and that's how all of that happened. We had no drugs in the car, no guns in the car. We had nothing in the car, absolutely nothing, besides what was implanted in the car, which my lawyer also has all of that evidence as well, where they planted drugs inside of the car on the driver's side after everybody was gone from the scene, and this, that, and the third was going on. It's a lot into detail about that case.
That was my exclusive interview with Hannah. We had a short talk about the chain of events that happened that day. And guys, like I tell y'all, you have to do your research. These people, like I said, not all, but it's a culture in these departments, Columbus and Phoenix City. But let's believe both of them now. It's not just one of the two, they're together. They cover up cases, they cover up facts, and we people will never know unless you investigate, unless you give those a voice who might not have a voice. And I've been on this case for many years. I always bring it up when this stuff happens. And I was so glad Hannah reached out to me so we can hear her side of the story. And it's not over. I am going to get a live interview with, I'm going to try to get Hannah and Hunter together, and we sit down and do it on the podcast so you guys can chime in and ask questions. This is just the beginning. Them, Hector Areola, Jarvis, Zacharias, all these cases happen right here in Columbus, Georgia. In all these cases, we'll get a voice from the voice coach. It's the host, most coast to coast, the GOAT, the voice coach, Coach T. Flow. I'm out.